Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to another stream. I hope you're having a magnificent Monday. My bad. It has been a whirlwind of a weekend for me, if I'm honest. I'm so out of it, and I am so sorry that I'm so late. Oh my god, it's 11:40. Holy fuck. Sorry that I'm so late. It will be worth it. We won't see the payoff today, but I did something this morning. Something which we will see the fruits of very soon, and I'm very excited about. Something that will likely become an integral part of these streams moving forward. I wish it was Friday. Oh, me too. I love Fridays. I could use another weekend. You know, me and my girlfriend, we hit a big milestone. She accomplished a huge goal of hers. And sometimes you hit like those milestones and you just kind of crash because you've been putting so much effort and energy into this one thing that when it's behind you, and that's where me and her are both at. But yes, we have some exciting stuff coming probably sometime this week. Let me see if I have a expected ship date. But oh, okay. Yes. One sec. Okay. Go GF. Hell yeah. She is the absolute fucking coolest in the whole fucking world. She is such a badass, and she absolutely crushed her qualifying exam for her PhD. She is officially a PhD candidate, and I could not be more proud of her, genuinely. Let me just I gotta order a couple more things for the surprise that is coming, and then we'll be good to go. Go Sweet Apple honorary PhD. Yeah, I don't know about that. That feels a little bit like stolen valor. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're good. This Monday is Mondaying in a bit of a weird way, because everything's good. Like, I'm riding high. Life is good, honestly. Like, genuinely. I am just so fortunate. But fuck, I'm tired. Anyway, let's get in. I almost said Nancy Drew. Me and my girlfriend are playing Nancy Drew this weekend. We love that for you. I appreciate it. Me and my girlfriend were playing some Nancy Drew this weekend and having a blast with that. So I almost said Nancy Drew, but let's get into some investigations. Similar thread, honestly, very similar games. We're playing one of the old Nancy Drews though, and it's so jank. We happy 420. Oh my god, you're right. I'm not even high. But we're playing one of the older ones, and we did a very late game puzzle. It was literally the first puzzle I solved. So the whole playthrough has been this clusterfuck because we're doing everything out of order now. It's such a mess. But it's a good time. Oh snap, you'll be high soon, I know it. Damn right. You're damn right I will be. But yeah, I do want to try to finish this case we started on Thursday. God, it's been a weird week. It's been a weird week. But I do want to finish this, so we'll try to knock this out today. And then we'll wrap up. I don't know how long I'm planning to stream today, because I'm not going to lie, I'm wiped out, y'all. Anyway, alright, we got to see... There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in the display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Aw, that's no fun. Game screen. Oh shit! Thank you. Good looking out. Good looking out. I am all out of sorts today, for real. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, then, how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. I really love the little teddy bear she has. It's so cute. Oh, I almost spoiled the surprise because I had... I'm gonna spoil this shit and it's gonna be some like goofy ADHD thought that does it. That's all I'm gonna that's all I'm gonna say. I'm trying to keep it a surprise, but I'm gonna spoil this shit so hard. I'm calling it now. Oh man. All right. Okay. 50% off. Oh, we gotta check the smashed glass, obviously. Oh, what are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Hey, she's a good salesman. She's locked in. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy. No way! But either way, it doesn't really matter. True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? I still can't get over how enormous this plane is. Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Ugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? He kind of is, honestly. I kind of love Captain Ugo. They're painted on with lots of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. Interesting. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss Tenero designed this. Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Now you're praising it? Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh. Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. What the fuck? Does Edgeworth have a thing for Tenero? Cause like, why he flips so much all of a sudden? You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Okay. Here, I'll put it back. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Boo, boo. Okay. Fuck. I'm getting so many notifications right now. It's a little overwhelming at moments, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I gotta make sure my order actually went through. What's going on? What? Hey. What? Sorry. I'm struggle busting today. What the fuck? Add fuck. Oh. Fuck. I hate money. All right. All right. I think I'm good now. My dad's messaging me, so I might have to stop to talk to him, but that's okay. Let's get. I'm tired, so I think it's just irking me a little more than usual. Little overstimulated. What the hell? Okay, let's continue.
Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat.
Okay.
Stuffed toys just like the one Miss Meal is holding are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
They're so cute, though. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one, too. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I want one so bad. They're great for when you're stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that?
What am I? Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Here we go.
There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in such a manner as to scream, "Buy me!" to any passerby. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one?
I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued.
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever.
So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know. So don't forget that, okay?
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Oh, you know what'd really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there?
Sorry, but you're gonna have to make do with my words of appreciation. All right. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them.
Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, I think that's everything in here. Oh, let me save first in case I, like, catastrophically fail at this. Okay. Let's see. So we found broken glasses during his murder. Maybe. Or maybe it happened here. Fingers crossed. Let's hope we get a clue here. Come on. Fuck! Okay. Let me try it reverse, because I am curious if the order matters. Okay. Ooh, wait. Yeah! Let's go! I had a feeling he was going to be missing his cap. Bum bum ba da dum bum 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 bum. Is that right? Hold on a sec. Fuck. Hold on, sorry. Don't need that. Hmm. That's right, sorry. I have a meeting in a couple minutes, but I'll return after. Alrighty, I'll see you soon. Appreciate you being here. Oh, okay, so those went through. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yes. Okay. Hmm. Alright. I think we're all set. And finally mentally shift.
The hat probably used to be in the piggy's bank head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from the display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get it?
Maybe.
Yeah, really? Don't tell me you don't know what things Don't tell me what you don't know what things go where in this shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhodes is in charge of this place. Rhoda's. So come on now. How should I know anything?
I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed.
I guess so. All right. I mean, this is the only thing I can combine.
Okay. Not exactly a shining example of perfect logic.
Oh, I must have hit that on mistake then. I thought that automatically happened.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The glass on the door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of this case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly.
Ah!
What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. God. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own.
Oh, no. Okay. Huh. Maybe?
Yeah. There is definitely something very unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Uggo Bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
Okay. Did my orders all go through? Moment of truth, y'all. Yes, finally. Oh, wait. What? Hold on. Oh, okay. Yep. We good. We are golden, baby. Golden. Okay. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm... Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Let's do this. I'm officially free. Did the thing. Nope, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. This piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that his hat was knocked off his head at the time, too.
Eh? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe that the killer took Captain Uggobank, the Captain Uggobank from here after the turbulence.
Good lord. I got hella hiccups now.
Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen to when I'm talking.
What?
But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes. At this point, that is a very real possibility.
But what if when the killer went to take Captain Uggo, they broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh? And who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything.
Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh?
Busted. Okay. I don't really think there's much else to see here. All right. Can I talk? Do you have anything interesting to say? Ah. I cut my finger on those bad pieces of glass.
Don't blame the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful.
Same to you. You're the one walking all over the glass. You sure you're okay?
I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush, like this.
That's nice. Please be careful around the display case, okay? We don't want you to get hurt.
Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of the case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have ended up inside.
Then I guess even you can tidy up the case, right?
Perish the thoughts.
Well, let's see. Can we present anything? No. All right. Okay. All right. Nice.
Yes, there's definitely something wrong here.
Ooh, what's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about this suitcase?
Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just...
Oh, I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase?
Well, this one has stoppers. This one doesn't. For one. Huh. Let's try here.
Take that!
There is something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in?
As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying.
And?
And so, it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we?
Oh, you can actually see the design on him now. Lol.
This was apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it.
$1,200.
A $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say.
Oh, wait.
What's this? This wheel is completely covered in something. Its color, the scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. Why would there be juice on the wheel of a suitcase?
Especially a brand new one.
It would appear to be locked. Let's take a look what's inside. Oh shit! A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood.
It's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Nice.
So, explain this to me. What does the suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say the killer used...
All right. My dad's on a vacation and with my mom. They don't go on a lot of vacations lately, so it's nice that they're having fun. Though they're missing playoff hockey, which is so out of character for him.
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps?
Yeah, but aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is...
I guess this? It feels like it's gotta be, right? He moved the giant statue in this photo. No, it's gotta be this.
Take that!
I don't think anything else makes sense.
Miss Meal, wake up!
Huh? Did you say something just now, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, I don't know, but I don't think that's it.
Oh, this? No, I was just seeing if you were awake. My real explanation begins now. Is she really asleep? The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is...
Obviously the body. That took me too long to connect. I was like, what other large thing could they have moved? To be fair, it's because I don't think of people as things, even when they're dead, so I don't think I'm necessarily out of line for taking a second to get that. Oh, damn.
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood.
So, oh, gosh.
Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it?
Okay. Bloody cloth data jotted down in my organizer. But...
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
What is it?
Nothing. Just that. Just thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Oh, shit. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, it's Miss Rhoda. My bad. That's not what she sounds like. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he's allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light.
Yes, save our progress. All right. Let me check this real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Shop that up. Here it is. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah, I don't have it estimated. Okay. Okay, here we go. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. Also, I don't think that airplane's big enough. I think it needs to be about twice as big as that to actually fit all this shit on there.
I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering just what she was up to. Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation.
I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh shit! Von Karma! Let's go!
Francisca, I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I am needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you headed up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
What?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I'd hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. When a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal, have you no shame?
Wait, it has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death.
Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
Also, like, look at this man's spotless clothing. Does this look like a guy who beat someone to death? I suppose I should reserve my judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed, which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I had no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Too slow. Oh no.
Ow!
Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand?
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him.
A simple yes or no, detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, Detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. So how is the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking the statements now, sir.
That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was, a little too quick, sir.
Oh, how so?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something. And I'd come in advance to await your flight's arrival.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this.
Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it. Even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective.
Damn.
Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it's high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh.
Ba-da.
Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops.
Wait. Is that the lady from the one case in the parking garage? She's franchised out now? That's so funny. Good for her.
Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try.
Which should I go with? I recommend our airport special. World Flags lunchboxes only available for a limited time. We have a bunch of variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags.
If you really want one that badly, Detective, why won't you go ahead and buy one?
Is that okay, sir? Thanks. All right. I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take the Star Spangled Banner lunchbox, please.
I hope he's aware that's the most expensive one on the menu. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair.
I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in the murder.
I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. Aw, good for you, buddy. This life vest is proof I made it alive. It's now my prized possession.
How could you just take that from the plane?
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least.
I guess.
This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes.
I'm all excited to see this many planes, too. Just look at the size of these things.
Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh?
Huh. It seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect.
Oh, but I've also got a thing for the shape of the wings, too.
Here, mister, you can stand next to me. So how about the plane's wing?
Thank you, Detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. Lol. What a view of the planes preparing for takeoff.
I want to ride a plane someday and go overseas.
Have you never been to another country before, Detective?
Nope, not yet, sir. I don't even have a passport.
That's canon. Like, most Americans have not left the country and don't even have passports. It's pretty wild. That guy on the right is Salmonella from 1-3, by the way. Oh, yeah! I think we met him when we started this case, right? But that totally jogged my memory. And the lady in the bottom right works for the same, like, lunch company that the lady from... I can't remember the case, but the one in the parking garage with Marshall. She works for that company, I'm pretty sure. Love all the Easter eggs in here. 1-5, yes, thank you.
But I've been saving up for that eventual someday. A penny a day to be precise.
At that rate, he won't be making any trips until after the recruit retirement.
Damn. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Also, welcome, Kev. Hope you're having a magnificent Monday. I started stream hella late, so you really haven't missed too much. But, I had a chaotic morning. I, did some stuff, some things, the fruit of which we will see soon on stream. And, I'm really stoked. It's gonna be fun. I'm trying to keep it a surprise, but we'll see how long I make it before spoiling it. March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. So you must be the captain.
Why, yes I am. And who might you be?
I am the prodigy prosecutor Francisca von Kammer, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman? I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. Ah, so Cammy and the captain are a thing, huh?
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
No.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip.
Ah! I think certain elements of the Ace Attorney comedy style really translate well to being able to just have these animations. Just you get a little bit more of that comedic impact at times, and it really is so good.
Now see here. Ah! Sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible.
I gotta change his voice. It's too close to Gumshoe.
It is impossible for me to be the criminal. I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, it's you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't even have 1 second of wasteful time to spend.
Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts.
Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hats. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth.
It does. It does indeed. I should try to present it to him, no? Maybe?
Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
It's a Burgundian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose?
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from overseas for more.
Then this cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal.
God, hiccups are crazy today.
The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. And it is no good that the attendant refuses to exit attendance room.
That attendant. I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendance room for her interview, and then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier and quicker than her.
Why is Miss Tenero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time?
Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad that we got to prove it to Von Karma. She's smart enough that, like, she'll understand it and has the authority to make other people believe it. This'll put this to rest, finally.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast.
Feels like a good time to save. Alright.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered.
Oh wait, right. This is like a testimony. I still forget that like I have to treat these like testimonies.
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles. Throw!
Oh shit, unadvised ad break. My apologies.
I won't even allow 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily.
Bum bum.
So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there's more I need to know?
Ah! Well, why did you whip me, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy. My hand must have slipped.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found.
What do you mean by seen?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then from the time after that call until the body was found, the only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, the fact alone does not make me the criminal.
We'll see about that at the conclusion of the investigation. However, there's one thing that even you must admit at this time. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect.
But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's got to believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like siblings. Ah!
Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee he's not a criminal.
She's so tsundere. It's so funny. Honestly, they make such a great pair because both of them, Edgeworth and Von Karma, are so tsundere.
Francisca?
I demand to see some proof that you're not the guilty party.
The likeliest suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know. about the new evidence we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic one hole at a time.
Okay. Now, what can I present? Whoops. Fuck. Fuck. There we go.
It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location.
Okay, song. Okay, music. Let's go.
The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Avant Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some points?
As if there's proof of that.
Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved?
I mean, is it not the suitcase again, right? It's gotta be.
Take that!
All it takes is one look at this and you'll have your answer.
Indeed, I have my answer now. That you are an ignorant whippersnapper.
Ah! And you're just an unforgiving whip snapper. The suitcase ended up in the flight shop, but where did it come from?
Okay, so the elevator stains. Oh, thank God.
Take that!
Is this spilled grape juice in front of the elevator?
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here?
It's right here.
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot.
Franziska's Logic Part 2.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane had hit turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane did that patch of turbulence and outflew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
Then I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the one, because we know that that's not how it played out. But let me just go through and press everything first.
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this.
Yow! You've shattered my heart of glass.
So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop in the Captain Ugo Bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon. And that you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death.
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you'd say that. But did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it.
Are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now?
We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work as we speak.
And what do you propose I did after that?
Then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase.
So I put the victim's body in the suitcase and then? Where was I headed, Francisca?
That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to the first class where you could keep an eye on it safely.
We're talking about this thing. You know, I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. Well, then you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because... the plane hits that patch of turbulence and threw out the body within the suitcase.
You've experienced turbulence on a flight before.
Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second.
Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd have been bad if you had really blanked out.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth. There's no way out. You hastily put the suitcase back where you're taking it from.
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now.
Yarr!
I have to find a contradiction fast, or I won't have much of my own hide left to save.
I have to say, you are looking faster caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge.
Alright, we're about to start our offensive after this one.
Hold it!
I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, you are yielding to my statements.
But don't be foolish. I still insist that you are the killer, but... in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there's one point about it that is not quite right.
Yeah. It's like the first one, isn't it? Yeah. So.
Objection!
Yes.
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
Fake?
This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ockby Hicks.
You there?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was there anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence, and the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
There's one more possibility.
And what would that be?
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's perfectly reasonable line of thinking, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Franziska, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Ba-da-da-dum. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight G390, first floor, flight attendant's room.
So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Miss Tenero,
Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
can you please help us and shed some light on why and what you did? Why you did what you did.
All right.
Wait, she's the model for this poster. What the hell? And this. Damn. What the hell? She's like a model, like employee, and she doing this shit? Damn. Oh, I can move.
What's all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gold crowns and swords and necklaces. It's like a treasure trove in here.
The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for Goyu to send its metal detectors out for repairs. Lol. There is sure to be a clue of some sort in this trash can. Detective Gumshoe, if you please.
Yes, sir. You just leave the rummaging to me.
Scruffy, how dare you go through a woman's trash without her permission? Have you no sense of honor?
Eek! I'm sorry. I'm just doing what Mr. Edgeworth told me to do. Oh!
Forgive me, detective.
That's so funny. Well, we can tell which bed is Cammy's. Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I'm almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Tenero.
Ew, this bottom one is a giant mess.
You sloven, squalid scoundrel of a man! You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy?
Yow!
There are some things in life best kept to yourself, detective.
Yeah, that was an inside thought, Gummy. Mr. Shu.
Oh, whoops, not what I wanted. But anyway.
What exactly is this panel for?
Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We used it to stop the elevator on the first floor and keep its door open.
Oh, I see. Okay. So these are the attendants' lockers, huh? Let's hurry up and examine them, sir.
Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through the attendants' lockers?
Wait, detective. It would be uncouth of us to look in a woman's locker without her permission.
Yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel this murderous draft and I can sense a whip not far behind. That's really funny.
It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenero. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it.
Alright, let's talk to Rhoda.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? Were you able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer this honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Oh, well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve.
All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask about that thing.
Suitcase, maybe?
Oh, that suitcase!
Yes, about this suitcase, you are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
The last one there.
Yes, interesting indeed.
So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular. They're practically flying off the shelf.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2, but that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only 1 left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time. I think not. Miss Tenero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe even for a second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that it hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Tenero says?
The price tag?
Tell me, Miss Tenero, is it your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop, maybe?
I should have saved.
Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was Mr. Hicks, mayhaps. This is the person who bought the suitcase.
Fuck. Sorry, but I don't understand your line of logic at all. Get to explain why you chose to finger that person?
If that's how you're gonna play this, then I'll admit I was wrong.
Instead of basking in your great admission, perhaps you should spend time thinking.
Alright, I'll rethink things, but there really is only one point I have to focus on. The suitcase was on sale in the in-flight shop, and the person who bought the suitcase, so it's gotta be her then.
Or could it be...
Take that!
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't overthink it. It was you, wasn't it, Miss Tenero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? Well, because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting here collecting dust. It felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
God damn, lady's paying to work.
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for the purchase.
This receipt is clearly time-stamped at 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. We're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Miss Tenero, where are the other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to...
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Miss Tenero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because, well, just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Franziska?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a member who used their keycard.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
Other than that other attendant, Miss Neal. I asked her earlier, and she said she had this to say.
Franziska got information out of Miss Meal?
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you.
What? Is this true, Miss Tenero?
Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times.
Can you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
It's gonna be gone.
I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The keycard, it's gone. Haha, very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Oh, wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Franziska, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However...
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise.
All right. March 12th, 12:52 p.m. Flight G390 lower deck cargo hold.
Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big!
Oh my god, there's so many of these suitcases.
This plane is a special model and has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating.
So this is the real scene of the murder.
There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair.
These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over.
This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy.
Oh? Why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness.
You think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass.
Yeah, no joke.
And Miss Tenero wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo.
This thing's as tall as the 2 of you on top of each other, sir.
It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity.
What, really? Yeah, I guess that sounds about right.
There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
This shit brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
Poor Gumshoe. He just wants a friend.
Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal?
It's what the victim checked in, sir.
So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, a file?
There's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir.
It looks like a profile on Francisca.
Interesting.
Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her?
Why indeed?
All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
This one says flammable, and this one says it's pharmaceuticals.
This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running?
That's hilarious.
Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it.
The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move.
Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now.
Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here.
Oh, wait, what was this? Oh, nothing, okay.
Have you noticed anything strange happening around here?
No, sir, I have not noticed anything.
I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
Interesting.
Interpol is involved?
It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have.
Interesting. Wait, what about the article? Okay, let's see if we can piece some stuffs together. So maybe Buddy was with Interpol, which might give a motive for why he was killed. Yeah.
Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca?
Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir.
Franziska said that she had to come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was in actuality Interpol agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do.
Maybe?
Let's go!
I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe the probability has skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon.
Okay.
Yes, sir? This cargo hold is really big. I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here.
Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here.
Whoa, stuff's falling on me. Oh, I can't really get into my work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get this show on the road. So, which item do you want to start on?
In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there is Gumshoe.
So that flight attendant, Rhoda Tenero, she's the killer, isn't she?
I don't think we can say for sure yet, but there certainly are a great number of things pointing us in that direction.
You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase?
Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that.
Oh, is that for me? Oh, you shouldn't have, sir. But I'll gladly take anything you want to give me.
Hands off, detective. This item is related to the case.
Oh, so what did you want to ask me about?
Forget I asked, detective.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense! What are you talking about?
We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks, is that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring.
Smuggling ring. Interesting.
He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. Never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Now!
Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that I am sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Franziska, how do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
No, unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew. And entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then, the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator. But while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
Oh, that was quick. Nice.
I think it's pretty easy to say that the culprit is at this stage.
Who's the culprit is at this stage?
What? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Mars Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero.
Maybe.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here.
Uh-oh. Hello? Oh no. What the fuck? Really? Can I? Huh. Well, hopefully it auto-saved after the investigation complete then. Yeah, luckily we just hit a checkpoint, so I'm gonna close it. And I really hope that I really hope it's saved. I think we're good. Hopefully. Thank goodness for autosave. Am I right or am I right? I am right. Thank you.
Perfect. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
Bam. Perfect. Thank goodness.
I think it's pretty easy to say the culprit is at this point.
What? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Mars Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero.
Okay, let's save.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold.
That might be true, but then it could be anyone including Miss Meal or even the captain.
Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider on top, cropping hand, much like Scruffy over there.
I mean, kind of, not super. Planes can like literally land themselves and everything nowadays. I don't think people realize when you get in a plane, that shit is flying itself like 90% of the time.
Hey.
I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well. Then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal?
I thought you might ask me about her. But What's the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here.
But it's highly likely that the key card was stolen from Miss Tenero.
It's highly likely? Is that possibly the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father?
Yes, well, I don't have any evidence.
Be quiet. Show a disgrace. There's even more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know? It's not just the keycard that gives her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon, Captain Uggo Piggybank?
Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case. Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the mysterious bank.
But that is a fake.
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That is not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Let's save.
Let's see, the body maybe?
Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes. We don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon?
Scruffy,
Yes, sir.
contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy.
Yes, sir.
And off he goes.
Oh, we got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
What is it, detective?
They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing is for sure.
Report now.
The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area.
Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir.
Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, that's,
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective?
Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
So completely useless.
Yow! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there.
No, you remove yourself from my way.
What is all that racket?
Oh, this guy. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine. I demand you return them to me.
We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience.
I suppose there's no choice.
Finally, I think he gave...
Hey, what are you? You have left me with no choice but to use strong force. Ah!
Hey, you won't get past me.
Oh no! Is he gonna be okay?
This is... What? That's it! So that's what this whole thing has been about.
First, there's a matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
All right. Cause of death. The weapon couldn't be found. Fuck. Okay. Hey, there we go, there we go. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. It's either this one or this one. I think I'm gonna go with this, but it might be the other one. We'll see. Hey, we cooking now. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration.
What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here?
Franziska.
What? What do you want?
I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
He really jumped.
We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time.
He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs.
Says that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you're really the prosecutor, then you back yourself up with evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
No. Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of.
This is the real murder weapon. Oh, wait. I don't have it. Ah, fuck. Whatever. That's fine. I don't have evidence. Okay. So... First of all, let's save. All right. And now, I don't think I have evidence. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as, that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what the real cause of death is. It's freefall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
Fell to his death?
Yes. This is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and back, and the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there was some place in this plane from which you could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean.
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then that means the ad break's about to start, and I'm gonna see y'all in a few minutes.
Hang tight, y'all. I'll see you in a few.
We're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sir. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive. Oh.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
The turbulence, though. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that a large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then?
He would have been Borginian Pancake for sure.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there.
As if there could have been a window of time when the giant box was not there.
Ah, but there was.
What?
What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? Huh. Let's see. Instantaneous, yeah.
Oh, probably this, right?
Yeah, right?
As you refueled in the Republic of Zhengfa?
Yes. This flight had a short layover in Zhengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
Ah, it's labeled Zhengfa Express.
Correct. Meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa.
Oh shit, let's go.
Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Yorp Zhengfa leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched.
Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag
on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue. Never heard of it.
Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime.
Now let's get investigating, sir.
Borginian.
Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Don't rush up on me like that, pal.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. I take it this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc?
Of course it is mine. I shipped it. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This leaf red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reasoning for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold.
10 million cents?
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective.
Don, How do you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that euros or dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
Let's see if we can connect some clues. I mean...
If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought in on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc, I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why did you say so earlier? Please show us to it at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says plain as day the cargo was put on at a plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Mars Edgeverse. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting here.
I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until we see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right.
This. I know I've seen this somewhere before.
This is the Aleph Red? It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
Let me take a look here. The eyes are the wrong color.
Is this spot somehow connected to the evidence I hold?
Yes.
These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think?
Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of the sunsets when I was in grade school, sir.
I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
No, but I do. It's like really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I fell ill.
I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
Huh? Sir, they're red.
As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc,
What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
the Aleph Red is your... I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story.
Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is that? Sympathy? For what?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Why the sudden yelling? Now then. Oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Ah!
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
Fake!
I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that it is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction.
There's evidence that this was brought on board in Zhengfa. Oh, okay, well there we go.
You, what did you just said now? Further, my clothing hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen.
Please forgive the trespass of my subordinate.
Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it.
Okay, deduce.
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Yes. Oh, what's this? It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. Oh, whoops. Wait, yes there is?
I'm not entirely. What do you think, detective?
Well, I think it's really suspicious looking, sir. My well-trained gut tells me so.
I see. Well, then I must be mistaken.
How come when I answer confidently, you take that to mean we're off course, sir?
Like... Like, it's gotta be this, right? Okay, let me try. Maybe I presented the wrong piece of evidence, you know? Alright, like I had it on the wrong spot. Let's try here, and then I guess here. Oh, wait! Because if this was loaded in Zhengfa, then it can't be... Yeah. There's clearly a contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. That's not possible!
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhengfa, there's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa.
But then, what about the cargo certificates?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true, however, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport, it would have been after the swap had occurred. But that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates.
Interesting.
Hey! I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes. While this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Jingfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe Jingfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer, move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath now.
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the Ellie Fred statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. How's the case going? It's good, it's good. We're finally, I feel like we're getting close to the end of it, honestly, because it's all coming together.
I see. There was a reaction to the luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot.
Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
How did the killer clean up all the blood?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had the need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Jingfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Jingfa?
There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Jingfa, then this becomes highly suspect.
Ooh, let me save.
I don't think it's Miss Tenero. I think she's a red herring. I think it's either Miel or LeBlanc. Let's see. And I don't think LeBlanc would steal his own art. I'm gonna go with Miss Miel. Recall Miss Miel's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Jingfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks in his seat at 5 a.m., you know?
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of service calls, but
That totally contradicts the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I've been suspicious of her for a hot minute, honestly.
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Miel herself.
Damn, that wasn't the end? All right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here then for today. All right. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Appreciate y'all so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. I will update you when I have a date for when the surprise is supposed to arrive. And that'll be a fun day. Monday, fun day. Oh, well, yeah, day. Day does, in fact, rhyme with day. All that said, I really appreciate y'all being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow for some more Ace Attorney. And until next time, peace.
Like this, I've been waiting for a chance to find my bliss. I missed every opportunity that came my way. What can I say? I'm just holding on for the day, not getting paid. My girl loves me, feeling like a fae. I don't know where I'll be. A day, a week, a year from now, will I still be alive or will I rest in peace in the ground? Hear the sound of my own conclusion, ringing in my ears like it's my solution. If I ever take my life, charge my brain with collusion. Never stood a chance of taking shots at illusions. What's the point of it all? Build of a tower, let the world watch me fall. Is that the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop, 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 drop,
drop, drop, drop. What's there left to do? Are the only choices. Drop. Barely know where I've been, sure don't know where I'm going. Keep looking for a win, but agony keeps on flowing. All the pressure to fit in has got me losing sleep. Folks don't care about your pain, just the success you reap. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when you make it to the top? What's there left to do? Are the only choices. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, 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 drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Are the only choices. Drop. What's there left to do? Are the only choices. Drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do?